Hello, everyone. My name is Marcy Scudder. For this project, I explored Google Classroom as a learning management system, but I looked at it through the lens of my work as a children's library specialist in a public library. Google Classroom is usually connected to schools, but I was curious about how it might function in a more informal, community based learning space. I wanted to think about what it could offer families, caregivers, and kids when it's used outside of traditional classroom settings. What is Google Classroom? Google Classroom is a learning management system that helps organize communication, learning activities, and resources all in one place. It's most commonly used in K through 12 schools, and it is built around simplicity and integration with other Google tools such as Drive, Slides, and Docs. The platform is designed to be easy to use and quick to navigate, which stood out to me when thinking about caregivers and families who may not be very comfortable with learning technology. These are some helpful features. One of the biggest strengths of Google Classroom is how simple and familiar it feels, especially for anyone who has used Google Tools. Posting assignments, accessing materials, and sharing links is pretty straightforward. From a learning perspective, this lowers the barrier to entry, which is really important in a public library setting. Google Classroom also works well with different types of content, like videos, documents, and links to digital resources. That flexibility supports different learning styles and makes it easier to share early literacy activities, caregiver guides, and program follow ups. Things that might get in the way. At the same time, Google Classroom has some limitations. It is very streamlined, which can be both a strength and a drawback. There isn't a lot of flexibility when it comes to visual customization or layouts. For younger learners or families, the feed style layout can make it harder to find older resources. It can also feel less engaging or interactive compared to other LMS platforms. Without clear organization and guidance, important materials could easily get lost. How I would use it in a public library. In a public library, I could see Google Classroom being used as a lightweight digital hub for families. It could support things such as digital literacy programs, early literacy challenges, and caregiver workshops. For example, after an in person storytime or STEAM program, families could join a classroom to access follow up activities, book lists, or recorded content. Because the platform is familiar and easy to access, it might feel less intimidating than a more complex LMS. Thinking critically about your design. One thing that this project really reinforced for me is that even simple platforms shape how learning happens. Google Classroom design encourages ease of use and quick access, but it doesn't always support long term organization or deeper exploration. In a library setting, this means being really intentional about how content is posted and revisited. Pairing the platform with universal design for learning strategies and clear structure would be key to making it work well for families. Final thoughts. Overall, exploring Google Classroom helped me to think more critically about how LMS platforms can be adapted for informal learning environments. It's not a perfect fit for every situation, but it does offer an accessible entry for families and caregivers. As a children's library specialist, I see potential in using tools like Google Classroom to extend learning beyond the library walls while keeping things simple, supportive, and community focused. Thank you.